Hello, everybody. It's time once again for a Spotlight Deck check. And this time, we got Secrets of Power from Star Wars Unlimited, obviously. I like doing these for each expansion. Excited to do it again. Fantasy Flight, of course, was nice enough to send us out a couple of these. So first, let's take a look at Chancellor Palpatine. He looks so confident. He looks so ready to plot. And that's what he's all about. He's all about the plot. So let's tear it open and see what we get. I mean, well, we know what we're going to get. It's a pre-constructed deck, but we'll see what the cards are, and we'll talk about it. Like usual, we're going to go through it and then go card by card. A little bit of strategy on how to play it. Of course, you get your tokens, which is the norm. You get a pack of Star Wars Unlimited Secrets of Power, and then the bottom, if I can tear open the bottom of this thing, that's where the deck lurks. If we're talking about Palpatine, it lurks, I think. So there you go. All right, here is our deck. Before we get started, though, let's take a look at what's in the pack. You never know. You never know. It could be anything. It is Yularen. Okay, great. And we've got Dogmatic Shock Squad. Focus, please. Cruel Commandos. Bardotan Ornithopter. Naboo Security Force. Grassroots Resistance. Ambition's Reward. Craze Whispers. Supreme Council Aid. Unauthorized Investigation. No One Ever Knew. Charge of Treason, Renewed Friendship, and Libertine is our rare, and a Hyperfoil, When Has Become Now, which is also going to be a good card for Palpatine, because it lets you just get a plot out of your resources. Like I said, Palpatine is all about the plots, the new mechanic, one of the new mechanics that disclose in Secrets of Power. So first, let's take a look at, well, first of all, let's talk about what is a plot. So a plot card is a card that you put in your resources, and then when you flip your leader, when you deploy your leader, you can play any number of plot cards from your resources by paying their cost, right? So if you have 7 resources available, like Palpatine flips on 7, theoretically you'd have 7 available, you can play up to 7 cost worth of plot cards at the same time in the same action from your resources. And so that theoretically can give your leader a very big and powerful flip, right? Don't get nervous about Palpatine, Cassian. It's going to be fine. Let's take a look at the leader, Chancellor Palpatine. He just, what a scheming kind of face he has there. Yikes. That is a scary dude. Chancellor Palpatine. Action. Pay 1, exhaust. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for a card with plot, reveal it, and draw it. So note, it says reveal it and draw it, which means you don't necessarily need to put it in your resources. You can just hang on to it a little bit. You can still play plot cards from hand. So you do reveal what plot card you've grabbed, but your opponent doesn't necessarily know that it's going in your hand. And so that you can be a little bit sneaky with that. He flips on 7, which admittedly is a little bit of a late flip, but he is a 6/8. He's fairly large, and he says, when deployed, the next card you play using plot this phase costs 3 less. So a lot of plot cards are 3 or more generally. So getting a big discount on one of your plot cards lets you theoretically play 2 where you would have only played 1. And can lead to some extremely powerful flip turns with the plot mechanic specifically. He is our plot leader for the set. So, something to keep in mind as we take a look at the deck card by card. Well, and we also have the beautiful base card, Senate Rotunda. Man, the bases look good in this game. What great art. All right. Now, along with this, we've got a new token called a Spy. It's an official trait. 0/2 with Raid 2. So theoretically, it can be a 2/2 on attack, but you're going to find a lot of cards that generate spy tokens. On the other side, we have Palpatine Tips and Tricks, and we also have Luthen in the mirror. I feel like this works perfectly fine as if you don't look at the +1/+1. If you don't like this works perfectly fine as an alternate spy token too. Anyway. This is a great scene in the show, by the way, because you see him kind of put on all this stuff, and then he kind of gives this little smile, which is seems totally out of character for him, but it's him getting into character, basically. It's the character getting into character. Let's read some tips about Palpatine here. I'll play the board first. Yep, I would agree with that. You don't always need to draw a card with Palpatine's ability. Oh, this is actually a really good, this is honestly a very good tip that will probably save a lot of newer players some grief, because, yeah, I mean, ultimately, early on, you just need to get units on the board. Plotters like to wait. You don't need to deploy your leader on the run. You have a 7th resource. That's also true. And the first is 3 less. Yeah, there you go. And then make sure, you actually use the discount. And then some popular sequences. So we'll have to keep an eye out for those as well. So now let's look at what we've got in the deck itself. We have a Major Partagast. 2 for a 0/6. So a 6 health unit on 2, which is kind of crazy. Imperial Official, Overwhelm. When another friendly official unit attacks, this unit gets +2/+2 for the phase. So he can get very, very big, very, very fast. And so the idea is to play him early, try to keep him safe, and then when you have a lot of officials out, do a big swing turn and, theoretically hit for a lot with Major Partagast. There's that. And we have Chancellor Palpatine himself, a rare from this set. 3 for 2/2 with plot. So when played, meaning, if you control leader unit, create 2 spy tokens and give those tokens Sentinel for this phase. So so you can play him after you've flipped your leader and still get this, but the idea is that because he has plot, you're playing it as you deploy your leader, right? So you deploy your leader, and right away they have some protection in the form of 2 Sentinel-enabled spy tokens. So very good card, I think. One of the better plot cards in the set, in my opinion, and I'm excited to use it in my Wat Tambor double green list. But enough about that. Let's talk about Nute Gunray, our other rare in here. 3 for 3/4, Vigilance, Villainy, Grit. When played / on attack, you may give another friendly official unit Sentinel for this phase. So that's kind of nice. I mean, Grit is good stats for the cost, and then just being able to give something else Sentinel saves you a little bit of grief if you want to just get one more Grit attack with Nute Gunray or something like that. Then we have Vice Admiral Rampart, 4 for a 3/6. On attack, you may disclose. This is one of the other new mechanics in the game. Disclose is you have to, we'll just read it off the card. Reveal cards from your hand with these aspect icons among them. If you do, give an experience token to each of up to 2 other units. So, not bad. You play him, decently statted body, and if you show a little bit from your hand, you can buff some other stuff on the board. We also have the Tragedy of Darth Plagueis, another rare from last set, actually. 5 cost, choose a friendly unit for this phase. It can't be defeated by having no remaining HP. An opponent chooses a unit they control, defeat that unit. So that's kind of cool. You theoretically preserve one of your units a little bit longer and have them destroy one of theirs or defeat one of theirs. Next, you get 3 Corrupt Politicians. This is one of the Spotlight cards, the special cards in terms of rarity. 1 for a 2/2. And while you control more units than an opponent, this unit gains Sentinel. So kind of nice. You can get Sentinel pretty easily with this. I just really like it as a good early drop. You can attack base with it, sure, fine. But it's nice just to put a little roadblock in front of your opponent. So you get 3 of those. Next, you get 2 Donnie Pilgrims. 1 for a 1/3. When played / when defeated, heal 1 damage from your base. All right, yeah, a little bit of sustain there. And a 1/3. Getting to play 2 1-drops on your first turn is a nice start for sure. Oh, we only get only one Jar Jar Binks? All right, fine, Fantasy Flight, fine. 2 for a 2/1. Jar Jar has plot as well. When played, you may give another friendly unit +2/+2 for this phase. So, Misa propose. It's a moment where Jar Jar gives Palpatine all the emergency powers. Way to go, Jar Jar. Jar Jar is responsible for everything. He may not be a secret Sith, but he certainly is a politician that enabled a tyrant. Oops. But yeah, good card with plot again. Able to buff something on the board, maybe your leader, maybe something else. 2 for a 2/1. I find him to be a very useful card. A number of decks. People are playing him like Cassian Andor and stuff too. Then you get 3 of the Onyx Squadron Brute. A 2/3 flyer. When defeated, heal 2 damage from a base. So good stats for the cost. Good first turn play. And a good way, again, to kind of like keep your base healthy. Now you get 3 of another one of our special cards, the Chancellor's Shuttle. 2 for a 1/3, restore 1. When defeated, if you control Chancellor Palpatine as a leader or unit, you may give an experience token to a unit. So, potentially a little bit of buffing here, depending on what is out. I think it's okay. It's a fine early drop. The restore really kind of makes up for the fact where if the when defeated works or not. You're going to get it because you've got the leader, but yeah, I think it's fine otherwise. Vanny from the last set, 2 for a 2/4. When played / on attack, you may defeat an experience token on a friendly unit if you do give an experience token to a friendly unit. So what I like about Vanny is that you can basically move XP around. So something has an experience token on it, you attack with it, you play Vanny or you attack with Vanny, then you move it to a different unit that can ideally utilize it to get more damage in. So that's to be tricky about moving things around. One of my new favorite cards from the set, the ISB Shuttle. 3 for a 3/2. When played, if a friendly unit was defeated this phase, create a spy token. So theoretically, you're getting, assuming the on attack happens with the spy, you're getting like 5/4 in stats for 3. And, unit style all the time. So I think this is a really good card. It's one of my, I really like it in limited, in sealed or draft. I think it's going to be decently strong in some Premier lists too. Next, we have 3 of the Political Bully. 3 for a 2/3. If you control another official unit, you may deal 2 damage to a ground unit. So slightly understated at 2/3 for 3, but doing 2 damage to a ground unit makes up for it. Ground unit is a little bit restrictive, so I'm not like the biggest fan of the card, but I don't think it's bad by any stretch. Masameda. 4 for a 3/4. When played, give an experience token to up to 2 other official units. I mean, basically everything in the deck is officials. So getting to get a 3/4 for 4 and then buff 2 other units with +1/+1, really good. You've got plot. Again, if you choose this as your first plot to play when you flip Palpatine, it only costs 1. So, some theoretically very efficient stat boosting. Next, we have 2 Slymore. 4 for a 2/6. When played for this phase, each enemy unit gets -2/-0 when attacking base. So that's kind of a nice thing to throw out there, just to take some pressure off your base. If your opponent has a wide board, they're going to throw a lot of little attacks into it. This can kind of stuff an entire aggro turn. So it can be good. Has plot, so that means you can deploy her when Palpatine flips as well if she's in the resources. And then we have another special card. It's Cad Bane. A lot of people have been talking about this one. I think it's pretty strong. 5 for a 4/5. When played, you may defeat a unit with 2 or less remaining HP. That can get rid of a big unit that you're just kind of lacking the damage to finish off. The fact that it has plot as well makes it useful in terms of being able to set it up in a way your opponent might not expect. So another good Cad Bane unit. And next we have 1 Daedra Miro. I really love this card. 6 for a 5/5 ambush. So you're going to run into something for 5 damage, which is not insignificant. And then on attack, create a spy token too. So theoretically, over the course of a couple turns, if she lives, generating multiple spy tokens, at the very least, you get to theoretically take something out on their side and then make a spy token. So I think a pretty great card. Next, we have a bit of protection here. The Dogmatic Shock Squad, which is a great band name too. 6 for a 4/6 Sentinel, and it has plot. So you can pop it out for 3 with Palpatine if you choose it for the first thing. So then you're paying 3 for a 4/6 Sentinel. That's really good. Or, you can just play it too if you need the Sentinel. It's a decently hard body to remove. So just a good plot card in general. Running out of room, but we'll find a way. We've got I Am the Senate. Create 5 spy tokens. Our final, I believe, special card here. So, 6 for 5. 0/2s. That's pretty good. That's really decent, actually. We have the Cantwell Arrestor Cruiser. This one requires a little bit of disclosing in blue-blue-black. Vigilance, villainy. But if you do exhaust an enemy unit, that unit can't ready while this unit is in play. And with a 6/7 stat line, that could be a few turns. So I think potentially a scary ship to deal with. When has become now. We just saw this in one of our packs. Play a card with plot from your resources, paying its cost. Put the top card of your deck into play as a resource. So just lets you use a plot card early. I think that's pretty useful. You get one of those. We've got Armor of Fortune, literal plot armor. Has plot, gives you armor. +3. You've got 2 of those. All right. We have Budget Scheming. Give 3 experience tokens to each of up to 3 official units. That could be very good. I mean, a lot of officials are a little bit hard to remove, a little bit higher health, aside from Jar Jar. So, if you can get the full buff, that's going to be really strong. And then we have Unveiled Might. 4/4. How many do you get? 2 of these. Not bad. All right. Yeah, so turn Palpatine into a 8/10 if you flip him and play this. Really good. And then just in general, like it's a nice little stat boost. We have Charged with Murder. Pay 4 and then disclose vigilance. If you do, defeat a damaged non-leader unit. So anything out there that's damaged can get taken out, as long as it's not a leader, obviously. But yeah, I think this can be pretty effective removal. And I like that we're moving away from hyper-efficient removal into more sort of conditional removal with the game. I think that opens up deck building, pushes things towards the mid-range. I like that. Retaliation, defeat a unit that dealt damage to a base's face. Another good conditional removal thing. Takes out any unit, including leaders. Note that it doesn't say non-leader unit. So it does cost 5, but a good alternate take on the Vanquish card from set 1. I like it. So there you go. Let's talk a little bit about how we want to approach games with Palpatine. I think the tips card did a pretty good job, actually, of describing it. Is that play some things early. Don't worry so much about using the Palpatine ability until you need to a little bit later. You're going to be drawing some plot stuff anyway. One thing to keep in mind with Palpatine, though, is that, if you miss, it obviously hurts, but you are theoretically just paying 1 to draw 1 too. Because even if he's already been flipped, even if you don't plan on putting in resources for plot, you are just simply drawing a card to play. And so getting that card advantage is kind of nice too, as far as just having more things in hand. So I like that aspect of it as well, that you just get that card draw, because plot can be so flexible as far as what has plot, right? Aside from that, I think you've got some good tools in some decent removal. You've got a card like this, which can theoretically make a Sentinel survive against multiple attacks that it would have died earlier against. Jar Jar is a nice little buff. A little bit of healing here too. So what you have, the total package, is a decent starter control list, right? Where you're not going to be really worried about hitting the opponent's base until you have the board well in control, right? So you're just going to play the long game. You're going to try to produce some good stuff, have it live a little bit longer, maintain, most of your attacks are going to be going into units on their side. You have ways to replace units if something has died with stuff like the ISB shuttle. So the general idea is to think mostly about your opponent's board, and then once the opponent's board is handled, then you can swing into base. And if all goes well, by the end of the game, they're going to be out of cards in hand, or they're only going to be able to play like one thing that you just kill immediately, and then you're going to have full control of the game. So yeah, that's about it. I think Palpatine's going to be a really fun leader to play in the Spotlight deck and build around as well. So hopefully that helps you get a little bit of an idea on how it all works together. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know how you have been playing the Palpatine Spotlight deck. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.